Mastering Arrays, a detailed step-by-step guide for initialization, appending, and handling nested data. In this exercise, we will explore the crucial concepts of initializing and appending arrays in Power Automate. The focus will be on creating a complex array with nested objects, understanding how to manipulate this array, and appending it to another array using the Append to Array variable action. This will provide you with the skills to handle more intricate data structures and manipulate arrays and objects in real-world automation scenarios. Let's dive deeper into how you can master arrays to create dynamic, flexible, and powerful workflows. First, we need to create a new flow in Power Automate. After logging into your Power Automate account, navigate to the Create tab and choose an instant cloud flow. This allows you to trigger the flow manually. For this exercise, the flow will be triggered manually, which gives you control over when the flow starts. In the dialog box that appears, type a descriptive name for your flow. For example, name it Array Manipulation and Appending Example to reflect its purpose. You'll now be able to proceed to the next step of configuring actions within the flow. The next action involves initializing an empty array. To do this, click on New Step and search for the Initialize variable action. This action creates a variable that will hold the array throughout the flow. For this action, name the variable myArray and set the type to array. The value field should be left blank for now, because we will populate this array dynamically later in the flow. The purpose of this step is to create a placeholder variable that will hold the array data. Now that we have initialized an empty array, we need to create the actual array that contains structured data. This is where we will use the Compose action. In Power Automate, the Compose action allows us to hold a complex value, such as an array or an object. For this exercise, we are creating an array of objects where each object contains information about a person, including their name, age, sex, and whether they are an adult. Additionally, the objects have a nested array for the children of each person. Here's an example of the array we will use. This JSON array contains several objects. Each object represents a person and contains several attributes such as ID, name, age, sex, and is adult. The children field is a nested array that lists the child's name, age, and sex, and children number indicates how many children each person has. By using this complex structure, we can demonstrate a variety of operations such as sorting, filtering, and manipulating nested data. After adding this array to the Compose action, you now have a structured collection of data that can be easily accessed and manipulated. Now that the array is stored in the Compose action, we need to append this array to the initialized empty array variable myArray. When you're trying to append an array to another array, you must first extract the elements of the array you want to append, not append the entire array in one step. Instead of appending the entire array at once, use the Apply to Each action to loop through each item of the array you want to append. Add the Apply to Each action, and in the Select an Output from Previous Steps field, select the array from the Compose action, the one containing the complex objects. Inside the Apply to Each action, add the Append to Array variable action. In the Value field of the Append to Array variable action, select Current Item from the dynamic content. This will append each individual element, object, to the myArray array. This appends the complex array stored in the Compose action to the initialized array myArray. The array myArray now holds the combined content of the original empty array and the complex data array we created in Compose. To verify that the append operation worked correctly, you can add another Compose action to display the contents of the myArray variable after the append operation. In the Inputs field of this Compose action, select the MyArray variable. This will allow you to see the final array with all the objects from the original Compose action and any additional modifications or manipulations. Once everything is set up, click Save to save your flow. You can then manually trigger the flow to test it. Once the flow is executed, you can check the run history and examine the output at each step to see the transformations and appended data. Conclusion. In this tutorial, you've learned how to initialize an empty array in Power Automate, create a complex array with nested data using the Compose action, and append that array to an existing array variable. By following these steps, you have unlocked the ability to manipulate and process complex data structures in Power Automate. This foundation will be incredibly useful as you move forward with building more advanced workflows and automations. Now you can apply these skills to handle real-world data, such as user profiles, employee details, or hierarchical data structures, allowing your workflows to be more dynamic and capable of handling a wide variety of automation tasks.